your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Always helping you win in any marketplace. Got a great lineup for you on the program today. Captain Will Smith, Will Smith Aviation. He's going to discuss this FAA nominee that was withdrawn and the lack of knowledge that this, the overwhelming lack of knowledge that this nominee had. So airline industry expert Captain Will Smith on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Sam McCown in the house as well, executive coach. We're going to talk with Sam about strategies for success. And also Nick Schriver in studio, decorating elves. We've got Nick in the house. Got a really cool lineup for you today on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Got a Ben Franklin quote that we're going to jump into as well. And before we do, we always like to feature our real estate listings live on air, and it's part of our strategy to help sellers sell faster for more money, maximizing the profit for our real estate clients. We've got a hot property here in Tampa Bay, 14 Baywood Drive in Palm Harbor. We've got a property in Palm Harbor. Now, what I love about this Baywood Drive property is it's beautiful inside. It's got some vaulted ceilings, great location. But at the end of the street, you got a private boat ramp as well with bay access. So 14 Baywood Drive in Palm Harbor, one of our hot real estate listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Also, we just did $1 million price reduction on this lot, this land that we've got at 12290 101st Street in Largo. Think about this. How rare is it to find 11 acres in the heart of Pinellas County, Largo? This is Pinellas County. You've got 5 acres that are buildable, stunning piece of land on Lake Seminole, and you've got incredible development opportunity. Feasibility report has been completed, and you can put up to 22 waterfront single-family homes or 43-unit townhome community at 12290 and 12330 101st Street in Largo, Florida. One of our hot real estate listings, vacant land listings here in Tampa Bay. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Yeah, I'm raising my glass to those saving our ass overseas.
That's right. And a quick shout out to our friends at Discovery Golf Cars, longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show. If you're thinking about buying a golf car, reach out, discoverygolfcars.com. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. They've got the Easy Go, Star, EV, Cushman, and many others. And you can buy used or new. And they hooked us up with the beautiful Keller Williams red golf cart. And, of course, the dogs love to go for a ride on our golf cart. Check them out online. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. discoverygolfcars.com. All right, we got our friend Nick Schriver in the house, decorating elves. Welcome back, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. So I love the quote that we were talking about, the Ben Franklin quote.
Yeah, so just before we came on the air here, I was sharing a quote with you that we've been talking about in our office here with our team. And the quote goes like this. It's called, "The bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten." And that's a Benjamin Franklin quote from years and years ago. And so we talk about what that means. Like, what does that mean to you? What does that mean to us? And what does that mean to, people that we are trying to earn their business from, and then people that we are doing business with. So, very much like it says, the bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten. So, to me, that's what that means to me is that, we all go out, we try to shop for products and services. And a lot of times, we all want to get a value. We want to get a good deal. We want to get a good price. Everybody does. But anybody that's bought home improvement services anytime more than once has realized that that low bid has a tendency to not usually be the best bid. Now, sometimes you can hit a home run with that, but that is rare and it's few and far between. Usually you find your best bid somewhere, maybe not at the top, but somewhere in the middle to the middle upper piece if you're having multiple bids. And what that really comes down to is a lot of times when you're getting cheaper bids or cheaper proposals or cheaper things in that manner, yeah, you may save a few dollars, but that savings doesn't translate over the course of time.
Right.
So as time goes on, that savings starts to dwindle, and then what you actually bought starts to show itself more and more. And I've done it, I know other people have done it, and it happens a lot of times in our industry, which is outdoor lighting, where someone comes in and they buy the cheapest bid because that's the lowest price, and then they find us, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months later coming in to do service, or 3 or 4 or 5 years later coming in to take the entire thing out or replace it. And in that scenario, you're actually spending more money. You know, so a lot of times the same with cars. That's always a good analogy. If you buy a very nice, high quality car, I'm not talking about a high end luxury sports car, which requires ridiculous amount of service and maintenance. I'm talking about something of high quality, of high value.
Yeah.
Those things have a tendency to last a very long time, especially when they're taken care of well.
Right.
And services are the same way. You know, you get what you get. You're going to get what you get out of it.
Yeah.
And not just my company, but every company that's represented here comes in strong, comes in with good products, good brands, and good services, and you're getting that delivered. So, you know, as a consumer out there, people should start to look into more than just what's there on the surface. You know, oh, what's that line at the bottom? Ooh, you know, this guy's a whole lot less. Well, if that guy's a whole lot less, he's probably doing something different. And
borderline bankruptcy. We've had it happen with solar companies. I remember last time I was interviewing one of our solar companies on the program, it was about a year ago. There was a company that was beating out a lot of bids, and then it ended up happening is that I got a call from one of my neighbors. Yeah, hey man, that company went out of business. Can you refer me your guy that you vetted, that you brought on your show? And I sure
Absolutely.
did. And I sure did. And he had about, I think there was something like 70 different people that were under contract with this solar company that went out of business.
Yeah, and that money's gone.
Yep.
And so I think we all remember the story maybe from last summer, maybe it was the summer before with Olympus Pools.
Yeah.
And I don't know what there was, 300 or 400, you know, contracts that ended up, you know, basically those people didn't get their money back.
Right.
Right? And that guy, and those contractors basically turned around and within 18 months we're back out doing the same thing under different brands and different other things. And I don't know that whole story, so I'm not going to dive deeper into that because that is not something that I'm here to do. But there are lots of stories like that. And what we just need to understand is there's a lot of really good companies in the Tampa Bay area. Decorating Elves Outdoor Lighting is one of them. And when we come out to meet with customers, not only do we have the financial backing to structurize ourselves for a very long time, but we're bringing a high quality of product, right? We're bringing a high quality of service. We're bringing skilled and well-trained technicians to the job, right? We're bringing all of these things of value that really don't have anything to do with that physical item. Now, that physical item that we're putting in the ground and all that material that we're putting together and creating a system with, yeah, those are all high-quality products, and we vetted every one of those brands. But our ability and our skill set and our training and all of the certifications that we have for the people that put their hands on it brings significantly greater value than anyone else in this market.
Yeah, the reputation, you add that in there too.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and not only that, but anybody that's going, you know, wheels up and putting a vehicle out on the road, that's another concern that you have to address. So really, there's just all of these things that go into doing projects for people, that go into, you know, making things happen, that us small business owners that are really doing it the right way, that are out there every day getting up, going through the grind, making sure that they're hiring the right people, making sure that the phone's being answered, making sure that their insurances are paid, making sure that their certifications are up to date, making sure that licensing is legit. You know, all of those things that are important to running a business and taking care of a customer. And then we talk about the service that we provide. Because none of that stuff has to do with any of the service that we deliver. That specific item that's on the side of the truck, right?
Yeah.
Ours happens to be outdoor lighting, but there's a lot of other companies out there that have a lot of different trades that fill in that blank. And so everybody's out there kind of doing that, trying to make sure that those customers are being taken care of. And a lot of companies and businesses are doing it significantly better than others.
Right.
And one of the reasons that they're doing that is because their price is a little bit more money than the bottom. Because that money is how you keep those skilled trained technicians. That money is how you pay that insurance policy.
Right.
That money is how you keep that workman's comp up to speed. That money is how you train those guys.
Yep.
That money is how those people want to work and wear your logo and then go out and represent you. Because they could work for anybody in this market, right? Because they're skilled and they're talented.
Right.
They're going to work for the best. And
Yeah.
the best companies are not the lowest price.
And they're taking care of their people. By the way, if you just joined us, we're talking with Nick Schriver, Decorating Elves, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Awesome outdoor lighting company. Does a lot of holiday lightings, of course, during the holidays as well. But throughout the year, of course, helping you beautify your property and improve the usability, the safety, and, of course, appreciating the assets in a lot of ways as well. Nick Schriver here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. And, you know, Nick, there's something similar in my industry. of course, in real estate sales and pricing homes, there's a despicable practice called buying a listing. It's kind of similar to price. Price is on one side. That's, oh, you're charging 6%. What's your interest, or what's your percentage commission? And then some people will say, well, I'll do it for 4, or I'll do it for 5. And they start negotiating. There's the opposite side of that too, where they'll say, oh, well, I see your last realtor was trying to get you let's just say 300 for this property. I can get you 350 for this property. So they'll flat out lie to the homeowner with all these expectations of, yeah, I can get you this higher price. And then about 14 days later, they're on the phone. Hey, actually, we probably listed a bit too high. We should reduce the price. So that's what happens in the real estate industry.
Yeah, no, and there's games out there, and obviously that is not being done by senior, seasoned professionals, because that's a short-term thing, I'm guessing. I'm not super familiar with that industry.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people in all industries that come in, they do whatever they can to get a little foot in the door.
Yep.
And you have to be careful of that as a consumer. So, and that's one of the reasons that you take the time to vet the people that sit in this chair and talk to the public, do it like I'm doing right now. So everybody here has been vetted and is somebody that anybody that's listening to the show should be calling and reaching out to. And hey, if you're going to get an extra estimate, at least get one from somebody that's on this show.
That's
absolutely. And then go from there, because things about, that deal with this, like we're doing here today, like we do at other places, these things are how we stay in the industry. It's how we connect with others. It's how we find who's professional. It's also how we hold other people accountable, because I could easily sit down in here and have not taken care of one of your neighbors and been like, hey, Nick, you didn't take care of the dude down the street. What's that all about?
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to pick up the phone and go and address that. But literally, I spoke to one of your neighbors earlier this morning, and he was like, just come out. I know what you guys do. Just come out.
Yeah,
just come out and take care of me.
That's right.
Right? And so, that's obviously a good feeling when people trust you to that point. Had another conversation with a gentleman earlier in the week, and he said to me, I do not want a company that's going to charge me a deposit or half the bill up front. If you do not have the money to buy the material, I do not want you to come out. And I said, that's a fair assessment. Obviously, you saw our truck down the road. You saw us down the street. We have enough money to do that, so that's a big deal. From a contractor, from a company point of view, that money is a sign of good faith on your part, for us to do that. I said, but since we're having that conversation, I want you to know that we do have the ability to do that. That is what this is. But you and I can talk about how that works between our relationship, and we will come to a resolution if you're not comfortable. And I said, by the way, why aren't you comfortable? What happened recently? Well, I just did that with the elevator company. I just did that with another contractor, and they screwed me, and I didn't like the service, and it wasn't great, and it was never really fixed right, but they still took the money, and then I couldn't get them back out here, and so forth and so on. And so I was like, all right, now I understand that it was more than just, hey, this and this. It was somebody just really got one over on you, and you still have that bad taste in your mouth. So now you don't trust me. You don't trust anybody. It's not me. It's that you don't trust anybody that's coming out. And so now I have to overcome that to earn your business. And so, and that happens all the time. And I understand it. In the home services business, in the construction trades, there are a number of people in these trades that are not any good.
That's true.
Really do not take care of people. But there are a lot of great businesses. The thing is you usually don't hear about them, but they're also out there, doing everything, and they're usually the ones that charge a few dollars more because they have to.
The bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low prices is forgotten. Ben Franklin. All right, let's take a quick break. We're going to come back more with Nick Schriver, Decorating Elves. Coming up, Sam McCown as well, business coach, executive coach Sam McCown in studio also. And we'll be right back. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here. Consumer Quarterback Show powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We got a hot listing here in Tampa Bay. We got a listing on 2817 Gulf City Road. This is 23 acres of prime waterfront land available for sale, being able to develop this beautiful waterfront property with direct access to the Gulf of Mexico. So attention builders, developers, 2817 Gulf City Road in Ruskin, 23 acres. And we got a motivated seller here at this property. Just did a $100,000 price reduction as well. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, and a quick shout out to Satellite Phone Store. Real excited to be partnered up with Satellite Phone Store. You can find them online and support the program as well by supporting Satellite Phone Store, sat123.com/REQB, like real estate quarterback, sat123.com/REQB. All right, we got Nick Schriver in the house, decorating elves here. We're going to talk about the 5 qualities, the 5 benefits of outdoor lighting.
Yes, some of the benefits here of outdoor lighting is the first one is beautification. So that's, when you turn the corner, you're pulling up to your driveway, you see how beautiful your house is, you get to enjoy that, right? So we always work on the property, and whether that's commercial or residential, on making that thing beautiful. Some of the other pieces that we add to that is safety, and that's the safety. That's the ability to travel through the property safely without tripping, falling, grade changes, things like that. That also leads us to what we call usability. So safety to be able to traverse through the dark really makes things more usable. So we're going to take that outdoor lanai, we're going to add color to it, we're going to enhance it, we're going to make it so you can use it at night, that outdoor kitchen, that outdoor yard, that back area, that sitting area, all of those outdoor rooms, make them more usable so they're more enjoyable. So you have the ability to use them longer into the evening and then at times when you're home. That also leads us to security. So the ability to be secure, feel secure, and know that your house is secure. Lighting helps with that significantly. We want to make sure that we're reducing glare, because glare is a big deal. And glare is where there's too much light and you can't see beyond the light. So we want to reduce glare, but we want to increase lighting. So design is a very big deal in that case. And then your ability to see through the property and all the way out to the ends. So you're watching CSI, that murder mystery or whatever that show is, you get a little freaked out, something happens outside, you feel comfortable that you can see all the way through and know that there's not anything there. Yeah. And that was just something scaring yourself. And then value. Obviously value is a big deal. The ability to spend that money on your property and then get that value back. And you're not just getting value back in the usability and the other things we talked about, because now you get to use it more, you get to have more experience, but you're actually going to increase the value of your property. And in real estate markets where maybe listings are sitting a little bit longer, if you're able to get those nighttime shots, you're able to get those twilight shots, you're able to show that, hey, you do have great lighting, that these rooms do look amazing at night, not just during the day. A lot of times that increases your visual traffic online, that increases the visual traffic through your search. So that increases the amount of people that see it, so you're going to get more buyers available. Yeah. So that does help the sale of the property as well.
Yeah.
So those are your big benefits. Those are all the reasons why you would do outdoor lighting. What we talked about earlier, the professionalism and everything we bring to it, is why you would hire a company like Outdoor Lighting by Decorating Elves, and then making sure that you are getting good high-quality products, good high-quality service, good high-quality company, and that you're just not settling on the cheapest bid.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't look for the cheapest bid. That's definitely a way to get all those negative emotions rolling out. And the safety side is a big part too. We've got a safety an alarm company now associated with the show Guardian Protection, and all of that extra lighting that we have around the home now, thanks to Decorating Elves. Nick Schriver and his team put up some beautiful lighting. But now that we have those cameras, yes, the cameras come equipped and they can see at night. They have certain capabilities built in, but extra lighting is going to be even more beneficial to light up some of those areas, especially if you've got little crooks, crooks kind of come in from the
you want to make
corners.
sure that there's no shadows.
Shadows, right?
Yeah, shadows. And if nighttime security, they don't want glare, and so you can have lighting if it's shining into a camera. That's actually worse, because it makes it so it can't adjust and pick it up. And then you don't want shadows. You don't want these hidden spots where the camera can't pick up that. So that's really something. When we know that's a thing, we know how to place that stuff. We know how to put it so that the cameras can pick up the best.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, so I've got a story I want to get to as well. This is a clip I brought in for the latest news on social media. TikTok. This was in front of the House committee. I'm going to play a quick clip about TikTok.
TikTok's chief showed denied ties to the CCP in his opening statement, and he said that the company has been focused on, quote, building a firewall between American user data and its Chinese parent company, ByteDance. But this tense exchange with Republican Congressman Bob Latta of Ohio proved that, as of right now, that firewall has not been erected.
Yes or no? Do any ByteDance employees in China, including engineers, currently have access to U.S. user data?
Today, all U.S. user data is stored by default in the Oracle Cloud infrastructure, and access to that is controlled
do any
by American
ByteDance
personnel.
employees in China, including engineers, currently have access to U.S. data?
Congressman, I would appreciate this. This is a complex topic. Today, all data is stored by default.
No, it's not that complex. Yes or no, do they have access to user data?
We have, after
That's scary,
Project
isn't
Texas
it?
is done,
You
the
know,
answer
yeah,
is no.
it's like yes or no. You see that all the time in these congressional testimonial situations, and if the answer is not what they want, it's they're going to dance around it, right?
Yeah.
And that's what apparently this person that's representing TikTok said. Of course, they have ties to the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, the same party that's running fentanyl through our southern border, and they're bringing in those precursor chemicals to allow that to come into the United States to kill young Americans. And then they make it look like it's a colorful candy, but it's actually fentanyl. So anyhow. Yeah, just wanted to play that clip because it's something that
I used to do that. I used to do that same thing to my mother.
Yep.
When I was a kid and I ate all the brownies, she's like, "Did you eat all the brownies?" And there'd be crumbs everywhere, and I'd be like, "No." And I'd dance around it. Well,
Yeah.
how, like I would never answer no, but I'd be like, "Well, you that's a hard question to answer."
Yeah, there you go.
And she's like, it's, right. It's the same thing.
That seems like that's what that guy was trying to do there. Yeah, dance around the truth. So, Nick Schriver, Decorating Elves, decoratingelves.com. Is that
Absolutely.
Right? Yep, decoratingelves.com. Reach out to him for all of your outdoor lighting needs, 727-263-3707, 727-263-3707 as well. And, Nick, thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Brandon.
it. My
Thank you,
pleasure.
guys.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have executive coach Sam McCown in studio. I love talking with Sam. We're going to jump into some success strategies, things that he's been seeing on a daily basis with a lot of his clients and more. And then also Captain Will Smith, our private airline industry expert, going to talk about the FAA nominee that was withdrawn. Biden's nominee withdrawn, a second one kicked out. So we'll be right back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks.